What's up, everyone? It's Max from EnglishClique.com, and I have a interesting video for you today. I've been teaching English for around 6 years now, and one thing that I've noticed is that many of my students tend to make the same mistakes over and over and over again. And I think the reason is because, well, I think it's pretty obvious. They're thinking in Spanish and translating directly to English. Now, this applies to any language. You do not want to translate from any language into any other language, because sometimes when you directly translate expressions or words, you completely miss the meaning of what you're saying. So this video is going to be dedicated to what's called false cognates, and here you go. Number one. This one I've probably heard somewhere between 10 and 20,000 times throughout my 6 years of teaching, and it's people is. Sorry to break it to all of you Latinos, but in English we never will say people is. In English it's always people are. So for example, the people in Costa Rica are very nice. Tip number 2. This is actually one of the most important questions that you can learn to ask if you are learning English. And it's, what does blank mean? For example, we'll use a word that I'm sure many of you are wondering what it means. What does clique mean, as in English clique? That would be a very good question, and the answer is a clique is a group of friends. That's it. Now, many of my students tend to say, teacher, what means this, or what means clique? However, this is incorrect. The reason why they're asking it in this way is because in Spanish you say, ¿qué significa tal cosa? However, in English the structure is completely different. So if you want to express this idea in English, you have to say, what does blank mean? Tip number 3, making decisions. Now, the majority of my students throughout my teaching career usually tend to say, take decisions. And there's a good reason for that. It's because in Spanish you would say, take a decision, tomar una decisión. However, in English, we always say, make decisions. Tip number 4, asking questions. Now, when I first started learning Spanish, when I was translating directly from English into Spanish, this also got me in trouble as well. So I wanted to share this advice with you guys to prevent you the embarrassment of sounding like Tarzan when you're speaking English. Now, in Spanish, you would say hacer una pregunta, which means to do or to make a question. However, in English, in order to express the same idea, you would say ask a question. For example, let me ask you a question. Tip number 5, last but not least, trust me, because I hear this literally all the time from students who are, beginners all the way up to advanced students. And this one is, you are right, right? The majority of my students who are Latinos, they tend to say, teacher, you have the reason. I'm sorry to break it to you, but in English, we do not have the reason. In English, you can say, you are right, and that's the right way to say it. Alright guys, so far we've covered 5 false cognates, in particular ones that are very common, especially among Latinos who are trying to learn to speak English correctly. The first one was people are. The second one was, what does blah 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 mean? Now, in the blah 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 section, you can put one word or you can put an entire phrase. The third one was making decisions. The fourth one was asking questions. And the fifth one was you are right. So, if you are still not 100% sure as to how to use these expressions and you would like some more examples, click the link below and there will be a link to our website where you can see more examples like this. And also, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up. There are many more videos to come, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.